Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Raw Perspective podcast.
Hello and welcome, episode 7 of the Rotc podcast, aka the Raw Perspective podcast, the show where we give you a raw, authentic, and unfiltered take on the latest in entertainment, politics, and more. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so already, support this podcast by becoming a patron, and that will give you access to a lot of exclusive content. So go to patreon.com/rawpodcast and also subscribe to the YouTube and Facebook page by searching Raw Podcast. I am your host, Lex, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, DJ. However, today we got a very, very special guest. He's an athlete, marketing executive, social media influencer. His name is Jamaine Brown. Welcome to the show.
How you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. I'm glad to be here and do this podcast, and I'm ready to get started.
Hey, man. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about you.
So I'm 19 years old. My birthday is coming up in a few days. And I was an athlete for the longest, and I'm still an athlete, and I'm practicing for future stuff. As you know, I am training for the Olympics. That's my end goal. And right now I've been doing social media for the past 4 months, and it's been real good. I've been gaining followers at a steady pace, and I'm doing that. And I'm also doing the online business. I've joined that literally probably been 2 weeks or so, and I'm doing real good in it. So it's everything I'm doing right now is just adding up for the next year that's coming. So it's doing pretty good.
Nice. It's good, man. Let's backtrack a little bit. You're doing a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. Mm-hmm.
And let's start about athletics.
Okay.
So what kind of things are you doing?
So I am my main thing I'm focusing on athletics is I make sure that I do let's say this, I do 7 to 8 miles a day of training, and then I do a physical training session too at in my house. And I also from that I go and I'm really like I said, I do a lot of running. That's my main thing. Cardio is like everything.
How far you run?
And then I run at least 7 to 8 miles a day. So it's
every day.
Every day.
7 to 8 miles a day.
7 to 8.
Hey man, I was in the Marine Corps and I didn't do that.
Yeah, and I make sure I time it. Everything I do is race pace. So if it isn't race pace, then it's no point in doing it. In my opinion, it's if I'm doing it, I got to do it I'm actually at a competition. So it's
How long do you think it take you to run 3 miles?
3 miles, let's see. If I can run a mile in 5 minutes, then let's see, my 2 miles probably about 10 minutes. I can do it probably in 15 minutes or so.
My best time in the Marine Corps was 21 minutes.
Really?
3 miles.
Yeah, I've been practicing for the longest for all my stuff. So it's everything now is just secondhand nature.
Dang, you're like a cheetah out there, huh?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
So how long does it take you for your normal
mile
workout routine?
Oh, normal workout routine. I say, see, the thing is people can work out for 2 hours or longer, whatever they do, but you can get more workout and you can get a better workout in 30 minutes than you can get in 2 hours. What you gotta do is apply yourself the right way. So you gotta make sure that you just gotta schedule and stay on top of it.
Yeah, because you're working at it for 2 hours, you probably give 50 to 75% intensity.
Yeah.
But if you truly give 100% intensity, that 30 minutes will be way better.
Exactly.
Than the 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. And yes, my main thing I'm training for too is I'm training for the 100 meter dash is the main thing. Because when I ran the last time I ran it, I ran a let's say probably okay. So if I'm thinking about it, I remember I ran a 10. 10 was my breakthrough time for
10,
Olympic
10 flat.
Yeah, a 10 flat.
Wasn't the Usain Bolt record 9:29 or something like that?
Yeah.
It was somewhere around. I think it's somewhere around. I gotta look at it again.
And you run a 10?
I ran a 10, so I'm lower. I should be lower than that now.
Wow. Hey man, you're in a world record category right there.
Hey, I'm going for it.
Real close, man.
Nice.
So how does talk to our audience and tell us how the process works, as in, because you're training for the Olympics, right?
Right.
So how does it work? How'd you get to that point to be an Olympic athlete?
My main thing that I did was I made sure that I let's see from my 9th grade year of high school, I was straight, I was doing it. I was okay, I'm gonna do track. And so I went out there and I did it, and I did it for my first 2 years there, and then but I was also doing football and everything else at the same time. So it was I didn't really have much time to focus on one thing. And so I ended up dropping those like my junior year. And then from my junior year, I focused on track and field mainly. And then I went out and made sure that I did my training every day. I went before, like whenever I got out of my classes, right after I got out of my classes, I went and trained. And then after I trained for like 2 hours, I went and coached and then I trained with them. So I did that for my junior year and my senior year. And and then from that, like based off of what I was doing that, because I was doing ROTC at the same time and I was athletic commander, whatever. So I was also running with them. So I made sure that I like I said, I timed it. I had a set schedule that I wrote down. Like me and my coach, we made schedules for me and everybody else. So I made sure I did it by myself with them. And then once I got home, I did at least an hour too. So it was like I just made sure I did I probably did like 5 to 6 hours a day while I was in high school worth of training.
So what's your sleep schedule like?
Sleep schedule. If I had to say with my sleep schedule, I say I probably got like 4 hours of sleep.
4?
Yeah, like 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you telling me it's a lie because your body don't need that much rest?
To be honest,
it's recommended 8 hours.
As long as you train yourself the right way, you really don't need it.
So so do you think your body would react better to training if you did get the recommended 8 hours of sleep?
I doubt it because
Have you
when
tried?
I sleep, yeah, I've tried it. Yeah, when I sleep longer, I end up like losing. I get off track, and so it's more like I get more tired. Like I wake up at a later time because when I wake up at let's say I wake up at 5 in the morning or earlier. You know it's still dark out. Nobody's outside. There's no distractions, and it's real early, and you can just focus on just getting your grind on. It's like you just focus on you and your destination. So that's my main thing. Like I can get everything done earlier on, and I'll be wide awake because it's adrenaline and all that stuff that'll be kicking in. And so when all that kicking, it's like boom, boom, boom. You get all of it done, and after that, you feel like a whole new person because you done sweated it all out. And it's like that's my coffee. Like I don't drink coffee. That is my coffee right there. Like that and water. Like that's everything.
Yeah, I remember in the Marine Corps when I used to wake up early, like 4 or 5 in the morning to go PT. Like by the time I get to work at 7, I have so much energy. Like I don't know, working out gives you energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, like once you get used to it. But for the average person, they'll probably be real tired and sleepy afterwards. But if you're constantly doing it, it gives you a boost of energy for your day.
Exactly. I even wake up. I wake up naturally at 5 a.m. now. It's just just natural. I don't even set an alarm for that. It just happens. So I'm loving it.
There's something that you have in common with a lot of successful people, like some of the biggest names I've ever heard. Most of them get up 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to bed around 11 midnight. Do you think that between your workout routine and your sleep schedule, that is one of your contributing factors to being successful in the areas that you are?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. My sleep schedule and my workout schedule, everything, all of that just builds. So it builds up like everything else I'm doing. So if I don't do that, it throws everything else. So like when I go to sleep, I try to go to sleep at a reasonable time, but sometimes it don't happen and I get less sleep. But yeah, when I do go to sleep on time and wake up at 5 in the morning, it makes me feel so good, and it gets my day started to where I can get everything else done. So if I don't do that, then it's gonna be like, dang, I gotta do this, and this by this time too. So it's like, I really ain't got time for it if I don't do that stuff. So it's the fact that I do it just builds me up to go ahead and get my business started, go ahead and get everything else I need done by a certain time, a reasonable time. That's why gotta make a plan, or none of that stuff really gonna fall in place.
So do you think your athletic talent is genetics or because of hard work?
Both.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. Well, let me tell you this.
Because some people are just born.
I was born the fast dude. I was born the fast dude.
Like at every stage in your life,
I was fast.
You've always been the fastest person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit of both, right?
Yeah, I've always been the fastest. Like I'm one of the people that has natural talent, but also does the hard work too. And, when you apply yourself, when you already have the talent too, it's just doubles everything, just pushes it forward, and it's way. I want someone to say it's easier, but I feel like there's no limits, so I can just keep going and getting faster and faster.
Yeah, because a lot of people, yes, they're talented, but they're also lazy.
Yeah,
so they'll never reach their full potential because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So so in high school, you told me your coach was helping you out, and what I'm trying to figure out is how the talks about Olympics came around? Like who?
Oh, it was like
were there
this.
scouts or like how are you discovered? I guess.
It was like this. So I was doing my casual stuff. Like I didn't really like start getting like looked at really to my junior year, and it was like because after I started dropping stuff, I had more time to focus, and so it was just more like I really like kicked it in another gear. So like I said, my before right when I got in my classes, I had like 4 classes, and I got out of them, and then I went out and I worked out for a couple hours. Then like I said, I trained people and whatnot, and then I did my events. So I went to like let's say I went like 2 competitions in one day. That's that's how it was. It was like I go from one competition and I drive to another one, and then yeah, it was like that. And so I had got home like at probably like 1 a.m.
Wow.
For my stuff, and yeah, I ended up getting a letter. They sent it to my school, and they were like yeah, we're interested in you. We want you to do this and that. We want you to go here. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I guess that's the next level right before that, and then my stats too. I had my stats. I was like I said, I was the fastest in the school, whatever. And then they gave me all my plaques and stuff and all that stuff. And all the times they record all your times on athletic.net and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I always go there and check it, and everybody else can see it too around the US or wherever they are. And so it just went from there. And then I had to go fly across the US and stuff, and then go do my events and Junior Olympics. I started off with Junior Olympics, because that's where you always got to start.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Junior Olympics went well for me. I enjoyed that a lot. It was real fun. And like I would do it again. But
has any schools approach you like in terms of scholarships?
I had full scholarships everywhere.
Everywhere.
Wow. Everywhere.
So what factored into the decision of you not going that route?
So like I said, I went to college for 1 year. I went there for 1 year, and it was straight. It was like decent for me, but like in the range of just doing the classes. Like I've tried it, and I was doing CPT because I was going to be what's it called cybersecurity. I was going to do cybersecurity.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was going to do that, and from there I did it for 1 year. Like I took my classes, I took them all serious, and whatnot. I passed them all. I was a 4.0 GPA, and so but after my first year, I was overwhelmed with stuff. I had like a bunch of stuff to do. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and then from the break, I kind of like developed like a deeper mindset, and like there's more out there than just college. That's what my perspective, like it widened. I was like, okay, there's like so many more options you can do, and you can like, especially if I want to like travel, because traveling is my goal. I want to be able to travel everywhere I want to go. By the time I'm 21, I want to be set up with my plan, so I can go out and do whatever I like, pretty much want to do,
Yeah.
And that's why I'm over here learning. I'm learning like a bunch of different languages right now.
Oh wow, yeah. What are some of those languages?
Japanese, Spanish, and the third one I'm not sure about right now. I'm debating on it. Someone told me I was thinking about learning German. That might be my third one. It's either that or I want to learn some type of African language because that's my descent. So
Swahili.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
I had some African friends and they speak Swahili. It's pretty cool.
I believe it.
I actually learned a Swahili song in chorus class in high school.
Huh.
And when I sang it to him, he was shocked. He was like, "Whoa, you
know this?"
Yeah. Yeah, he
Nice.
was surprised.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your big goals outside of traveling? Like, how are you going to get from this point to being able to travel? Like, what does that look like for us?
So, from what I've been doing right now, so since I'm like out of college and I'm focusing on other things, but also I'm still gonna be doing track, but it's like I'm doing it through the club, through the school. I'm doing it through the school, but I'm not going to the school.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm doing next year. So yeah, I'm gonna to get from where I am to where I want to be. The main thing I'm gonna do is like I'm pushing doing all of my social media. So that's my job. I'm setting up a schedule. I got a planner I'm planning on everything, because if you don't plan for success, you're gonna plan for failure,
Absolutely.
So it's like I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, I gotta get this done by this point. I gotta take an initiative. Every day I got daily tasks I gotta complete. If I don't complete the task, then I fail for the day. So it's like you gotta wake up every morning with a new mindset. Because like, what have you done differently today? That's my motto. So I wake up every day. I think like, what can I do to be better than I was yesterday?
Nice.
Like, so I make sure that I I make sure that I study up and that I stay on top of my own work and keep going from there. Like my online business, like I said, I'm a marketing executive, and I make sure that like my sister, she helps me with that. She pushes me towards that because she's in it too, and she's a higher position than me. She put me into that, and I was like, okay, and it's pretty good. So like as long as you apply yourself in that, it's literally about whoever applies yourself the most is going to be the most successful.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing in that. And then I'm also like social media. I really didn't want to get into it at first because it's like a lot of drama and stuff involved. You know, there's so much like stuff going on,
Yep.
especially like right now. And but I said, you know what, I'm gonna get into it. And so I decided, I said, I'm just gonna apply myself. And so I did that for like the past 4 months, and again, almost 50K from it. So I was like, hey, so
Yeah, growing fast. But also the thing with social media though, it's like with most things in life. There's always going to be these bad apples. There's always going to be
Exactly.
something negative about it. But if you can be that one shining light that somebody could go on your page and it'll make their day or motivate them in some form or fashion,
that's
you know,
exactly what
that's
I
all
tried.
they need.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because there's so many stuff out there, it's pointless.
Exactly.
It's very negative.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to make sure that like whenever that like I'm streaming, I make sure I got a time to where I can just chat with everybody, get to know them. Like if they want to talk about anything, like I'll be like, y'all can DM me, or if y'all want to talk about it here, we can talk about it here, and we can go from there
Yeah.
and whatnot. And so sometimes I'll be having like late night streams and stuff, and then everybody like just talk about like stuff that they have going on, and then we just have deep talks, and then I also I stream. I'll be streaming at church
Yeah.
sometimes, and
Jamaine streams at church while doing his main job when we're like recording
Oh, yeah?
everything. I don't know how he does it, but he's got like 10 different things going on at once.
Wow.
yeah,
And
they be
doesn't miss a
enjoying
beat.
it.
It doesn't miss a beat at all. So it's pretty impressive.
So what exactly do you stream?
I do IRL streaming, and I stream on an app called Like. And yeah, I literally I stream myself talking to people for the most part, and it's really just interactions. But like I said, sometimes like I stream myself working out sometimes, and I do like I said, I stream at church to let them see, because some of them, a lot, not even some, it's more like a lot of them they like to see, just engagement for the most part, and then they like church. A lot of them are Christian like me, so it's like they like to see that, and I was like, hey, I'm down for pretty much whatever now, and I asked them in I post moments and stuff, and I asked them like, what do y'all want to see and whatnot. And so it's pretty much just like on my live streams, I pretty much just engagement, and then on my videos, like I said, like I make skits and stuff, so it's like
yeah, I see it now. So,
Mhm.
yeah, pretty funny, man. You're clearly talented, and where do you see in next 5 years? What do you think you'll give the most energy to? Would you say athletics, or would you say social media, or marketing? Like, what's your end goal? Where do you want to focus?
So this is what I'm excited about. Like within the next 5 years, I got a huge plan. Like I already know the sky's the limit. It's not even that. I can go above that. But in the next like 5 years, like my energy wise, let's say this. I want to put, if you put, like I said, it depends on how much you apply yourself and whatever you're doing. That's how successful you're gonna be at the end of the day. And so I'm gonna so like towards my athleticism, that goes hand in hand with my main career. My main career is personal training, and so it's like I'm gonna be doing my athletics, with my main career personal training. But all of this is going to, I make sure all of this like is linked somehow. And so my personal training and all that's going to be linked in my social media. And my social media is going to be I can post my skills and stuff here and there while also having an account for my personal trainer. So whenever I do my workouts, I can just go ahead and get that out of the way and post it on my social media for that. And then same with my skits and stuff, I can post that on there. And then like I said, I'm learning languages for traveling and whatnot. And my marketing is also online. So all of this literally is linked in some way. So I really can put same amount of energy and still get out results that are like way up there. So it's like that's what I'm loving about that. Like I really have time. Like, and once I complete it, I have a full day to do whatever I want. So it's like
So
it's good
something
energy.
I found through life is you don't have to put a lot of energy into something just to be better than everybody else.
Exactly. You don't have to go above and beyond. You literally just gotta make sure you do it the right way and stay on top of it. Because I mean, like that's how it was for me, with my athletics. I made sure that I had a set schedule, and did everything. Because once you stay on top of everything, you do it consistently. Consistency, I just say consistency is key. Once you stay on top of it and you just do it constantly, you're really doing better than the next person already.
Yeah.
But you know there's always somebody putting in more work than you at the end of the day. So you gotta. So it's really like you said, you don't have to, but if you apply yourself more, then that person, or if you think that like there's somebody out there doing way more than I have to do, or putting in 10 times more work than me, and they're being successful doing the same thing I'm doing, but more successful. So it's like if I put out just that much more work, then I can be the same, if not more, than what they have. That's because it's not really competition, but if you want something,
you gotta find things that motivate you.
Yeah.
You know, even though we're not directly competing against that person, and that person probably don't even know you exist.
Exactly.
You know, but you use them to help you boost yourself.
Literally.
You know, not everybody's a natural. Not everybody's great at any one thing. You know, some of us got to work 10 times harder than that other person that only just does it casually. You know, just to get to their level.
Yeah, and that's just the way it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why I like to wake up in the morning and I turn on my little YouTube thing. I go to YouTube and I turn on a little motivation video. It's like an hour long. Yeah. If not an hour and a half. And I listen to it the whole time because people's stories, they tell you, it's good. You know, it's great to hear about people's stories because once you hear about their stories, it's like it's a motivation. It's like a key. It's like waking up and having that one quote in front of you every day that you know is just gonna make you feel like a brand new person.
So I teach art, and some of the thing that I tell my students is, if you want to be a good artist, you need to put 15 minutes a day, just 15 minutes a day, because what you're going to find is some days you aren't going to want to do it, but you're going to just go ahead and just get that 15 minutes knocked out just so you can do it. Other days you're going to start that 15 minutes and you're going to be drawing for 8 hours straight. Do you find that similar motivation or that kind of application for what you do too?
Yeah, that's the same motive. It's literally the same. As long as you go out there and like I said, you just set a time frame like for what you want to do and get it done by that time frame, and you can do whatever else that you got to do in the time frame too, and just get that done. You really, it's really like you've done what you needed to do for the day, so you can feel like I've applied myself today and I've stayed on top of what I need to stay on top of. Because if you don't, it's like you can get out of it. You know, you can get out of it and it'd be like and it's way harder. You know, I'm sure y'all know it's way harder to get back into something once you've been out of it for a while. Or at least
it's hard.
Stop. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like to just stay on top of it. It's because if you like for anybody too, if y'all don't stay on top of your stuff, you literally gonna fall off of it. Like it's gonna be so hard to start back over and get back on it. I've done that with athletics a couple times, like with running. Like I can run. I've done running for the longest, but if I stop for like at least even a couple of days, it'll make me feel like I'm starting over.
Yeah, I got out the Marine Corps. I hadn't run for 2 years, and I just started back up. Man, the first time I ran 2 blocks and I was out of breath.
Exactly.
Do you remind yourself why you stopped running? Like after 2 blocks, man, this is why I don't do it.
Yeah, it's just something, especially running, just something about it. Like your body just forgets it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, let me be lazy again.
Yep.
And then you start off like, oh my god.
That's the one thing. A lot of people like track is easier, running is easier. It's really not, because it's like that's what they did as punishment when I was in high school and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made you run. And like elementary school and stuff too. Like my sister, she's a teacher. Well, she was a teacher. She's not no more. She quit like a couple days ago. But yeah, like they literally for punishment, they took the kids out and made them run laps around like the little sandbox area and stuff. So it's like and as a kid, you really don't like doing that.
Yeah, so it's punishment, but it helps you develop your body better, you know. So yeah, man, it's very very interesting. So tell us a little more about your social media. What's your goal with that? Is it reaching and inspiring more people, or just a hobby?
For me, it was like it started off as a hobby because that was like it was just there, and that's what I did it on at first. I was on social media and I did it for a while, but it was really just much as just to me to post stuff that I like, that I thought was funny and whatnot. And but I started getting into it like the past 3.5 to 4 months ago. I started getting into it and I was like this is what I want to do. I said I'm gonna apply myself to it because it'll help my future at the end of the day. I was like, because I want to display like more of me. I want to put out my personal training stuff. I want to put out like skits and stuff that I made, because I always like I was interested in like viners and stuff. Y'all know,
Yeah.
I was always interested in Vine and all that, and I wanted to do it, but I never really had the resources to do it at the time.
Got you.
But I was like, and then social media really never interested me until this year. Like I really was like, I really don't need it. But somebody I knew had kind of like motivated me towards it, because they started off doing like YouTube and stuff, and now they've been growing big and whatnot.
Nice.
But yeah, then I got a couple of friends on the on TikTok and stuff like that, and they grew and they done blew up on there too. And I said, you know what? I said all they did was apply themselves. That's all they did. Like they just stuck to a schedule and applied themselves. And then it just went from there. So it's really like I said, it's just mindset. You know, but it's not even just mindset actually, because mindset is like 50% of the challenge. But you really gotta go out there and just be consistent and like do whatever you do, like physically, mentally, and stuff. You know, whatever it is, just make sure that you stay on top of it.
So how does our audience find you on social media?
Yeah, if they want to find me, they can go on let's say I'm gonna say my Likey account. I don't know if y'all know what Likey is, but it's big in like all other areas of like the world and stuff right now. And it's
like the next big thing that hasn't really reached America yet.
Exactly.
It's called Likey?
Yeah, Likee.
Okay.
And then my name on there is Jams. It's capital J, lowercase A-M, and then capital Z. And I do TikTok too and whatnot. And then y'all can follow me on TikTok at Jamaine Brown, Jamaine, and then Brown. And those are the main things I use. But if my Instagram too is Jamaine B16_. So
I think like social media is one of the biggest misconceptions about everybody that want to be famous. They think, you know, they just go viral or
exactly.
whatever. There's a lot of, because if you think a platform like TikTok or Vines, because remember Vines just give you 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? And in 15 seconds, just think how creative somebody has to be to create a whole story
in that short amount of time.
15 seconds in that short amount of time. And it all makes sense.
Or even just our podcast. So what everybody hears is about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But what nobody sees is about, I'd say probably about 10 to 15 hours behind.
All the editing and, you know, making sure the sound sounds great.
Exactly.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. You know, a lot of people they'll get into social media or podcasting and stuff like that, do 1-2 episodes and realize how hard it is.
Yeah. Or
some of them don't care. They just put out poor quality work, you know, and wonder why they're not being successful.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Uh-huh.
You gotta be proud of anything that has your name attached to it. You know, because that's your family name. It should be important to you.
Yep. It's always like, yeah, what you put in is what you're gonna get out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we joined a few podcasts. What do you call those? Yeah.
Just Facebook groups. Yeah.
Facebook groups, and we listen to other people's podcasts and stuff like that. And we're like, oh man, this is pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, everybody's trying to just get it out there and not really putting the work into it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what it is. It's trash.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to call it that, but it really is trash. It's just hard for me to understand how somebody can listen to their work, edit their work, even if maybe they did it, and feel content with that quality of content that they're putting out. You know what I mean? It's very hard. There was one episode we shot and the audio wasn't that good, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, we trashed it.
We're not posting that. You know. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, you gotta, if you put it out, you gotta make sure it's the best you got.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. So, you know, it's very refreshing for me, you know, to see somebody as young as you and you got all these things going on and how much effort that you're putting into everything. So it's very, very, very refreshing.
It's motivating.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got one burning question for you. I think your listeners want to know, I know Lex and I want to know, how do you think God is involved with everything you're doing, and how much has it changed for positive, and like what is the direction and why is it important for you?
Like really like let me tell you about this. Before I did any type of races for like track and field or anything, I made sure that I always like before. I'm pretty sure people saw me. I stayed on the ground, then I prayed. I prayed beforehand. I gave it all to him, and like I was like, because I really wouldn't even been able to be there without him. So it's like
Yeah.
I made sure that I give thanks. You know what I'm saying? And like like pray for anybody else too, because it's like hope nothing happens to everybody. Hope everybody just the race that gets done, and whoever wins win. But it's really about whoever puts in the most work. But like really the thing is like it's like I look, he is definitely my inspiration. Like, cause he's got everything. Like he sees everything. He knows what's going on. It's like, and then he knows you're going. He knows what you can do, but you really gotta apply yourself to get where you're supposed to be at. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. Is like I just make sure that he's first, I'm second. I got my family, and then whatever else comes after. So it's I just make sure that I just stay on top of it and give God like what he deserves, because definitely I would not be where I am without him, mentally or physically. Because like like I said, I've been in a situation where I just felt like just giving up on it and just letting it be, and just doing like the generic thing. I don't want to put it like that, but that's what it is.
Settling.
Just settling for what I get, and whatever else. But he pushed me towards like just being towards my full potential. But like you were saying, like really, if you want to reach your full potential, you really gotta, just you gotta expand your mind and stuff. You can't really just sit there and be content with it.
So those times when you wanted to quit, how did you get out of that?
I made sure that I prayed, and when I did, he reached out to me definitely. And then like my family, like my dad, he's been in like plenty of situations where he had to just we like come together, and then we both just go to God, and we pray to him, we look to the Bible, then we read, and we talk.
Yeah.
And
nice.
then that helps build up like mental, like that is definitely my motivation. Like that's like key. So it's like it's been helping me a lot. Like my mindset is like on track because of that.
What do you think is responsible for the strong faith that you've developed at such an early age? Because people your age, typically they're not that religious, even if they grew up
nowadays.
religious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely nowadays. If I had to say, I was raised in a Baptist church. That's where I started off at, and like after that, I went to a non-denominational church, because it was like I wanted to get a relationship with God, but I didn't want it to be like just like stuck on like an area. Mm-hmm. So me and my dad, we went around to a bunch of different ones. Like he was my main source, but like I've seen from because I'm the youngest out of my group. Well, now not anymore, but I was, but directly I am. So we went to a bunch of different churches and whatnot. Then I've seen like what they've been through. You know how it is when you see what your parents go through and what your family go through. And how it motivates you to, and then they tell me to like to not be how they were. Mm-hmm. So it's like they know that they've been through something. They don't want to see me go through it. Yeah. And so they helped me with my mindset, and they I've like secured it, like, because I also just had like this thing in the back of my head that just told me like you can do things that you never thought you could do, but you gotta apply yourself. And you've seen what could happen if you do all these other things, and you've seen people go through like all of the bad and all the situations they've been through. So it's like, do you really want to be there, or do you want to be where you're supposed to be?
Was there like a specific moment in your life where it all clicked? Because the reason I'm asking that. Mm-hmm. Because children, typically, no matter how many times parents tell them something, they never do it or do the opposite because they think the parents are trying to control them. Was there a specific moment in your life where you're like, wow, my parents or my influencers in my life are right, I should listen to them more?
If I had to say, let me put it in a way that I think would be the best for me to put it. Like I said, I've seen what they all went through, and I've like, let's see, because I was raised like just watching like I watched everything from just an outside perspective. Just because
you were the youngest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Okay. And they say I was spoiled or whatever, but whatever. I don't care about that.
Right.
But yeah, I looked at everything from like an outside perspective and like just seeing where everybody been and was, and it was so bad. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna take it all in so I can understand it. Like I like to look at things and then like understand. I'll even go online. I'll even go online and like search up things to just get a better understanding of like what people are going through at the time. So even if I don't understand, I like to like find somebody who does, and then I like talk to them.
That's key.
Yeah.
A lot of people might be ignorant about a topic, but don't seek out information or don't seek out other people who are experts in that topic.
Exactly.
It's really, really key. Good thing you said there.
Yeah, so I love to go and just see like everybody's perspective, because I know I don't know everything. So I like to find people who are strong in that topic or subject, and then just talk to them and listen to what they got to say about it. And then yeah, I like to make some type of conclusion based off of like hearing what everybody else has to say, and then just not taking it around with it, but like breaking it down and going from there.
So do you have a list or a group of people that have influenced your life?
I mean, if I had to say directly influenced me, I know my dad has with his stuff. I have a few friends that like I got a few friends like my best friend. His name is Scholar. He definitely like helped influence my mind state, because me and him have been together since ninth grade. And let me say like my definitely I remember one thing in specific when I was in eighth grade. I had a chief in ROTC, and he helped me build my mindset, because he was like, I had like dreads down here, and they're real thick and long, and he was like, I was pretty much, I looked like the stereotype. You already know the black stereotype of the dreads, whatever. So it's like, yeah. And then he was like, I challenge you to cut it off, because he seen I already had the leader mentality, because we had to do challenges and stuff with compasses and all that. I know you know about the challenges and all that. So I was doing them, and then he was like, you're not gonna join because you're not gonna cut your hair. I challenge you to go. And so I showed up next year. When I showed up that summer with my hair cut all the way off, and I was ready to start training. And and then me and him talked, and we got to know each other, and he really like showed me like to that I can be pretty much be my own person in a sense, and go out there and not like just like generic and be in there. Because at first I was gonna be like the dude who does football with long dreads or something that's over here doing this. I might go to a D1 college or whatever, but it's that. But and then I was gonna end up doing, I don't know, maybe it was just like I always want to do architecture. I probably was gonna do that and just do like football at the same time, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really that I really didn't want to do that, and I found that out later on. So yeah, he definitely influenced me. Then I had one let me say about this. I had another ROTC person. It was my master gunnery sergeant. He got on me. Oh my goodness. He was like this. So you put in this work for this, but you won't put in this work for this. So I was like, because I was like for track and then ROTC, because I was the commander athletic team. I was a coach in track and field. I did football, and I was varsity for that. And then I did like I said, I was in men's club, Spanish club, and whatever else. So I dropped those, but I stayed in track, and I stayed in RTC. And he was like, you put all this effort in for your track stuff, and even if you do have events on these days, and you have to go to competitions, should be putting 110% in doing your practice for us too. So he was like, because he even knew I had events and stuff, but he was like, I know your potential, and I know where you could be, but you're really not giving me your 100. I want to see you give it your all. And I was like, I had got mad. I kept getting mad because I was like, man, like I got competitions to go through right after this and stuff. So it's really like he but I understood what he kind of meant afterward, because he's like, you got to lead by example. You got to show that you have like that you're not going to slack in whatever you do. Because when you start slacking whenever you do it, it shows. And so yeah, I was like I said, I was slacking in it, but I understood like afterwards, and it was like I was like, dang, I really should have been putting in like all of this, because I didn't know how many people I was influencing, and so it was like yeah, if I didn't put my work in for this and that, it showed, and then it it showed not just on me, but just but the people around me too that it had some type of influence over.
Absolutely. It's good that you're aware of that. You know, a lot of people just put out stuff. They don't care about the moral consequences.
A lot of people aren't really there till their 30s before they figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're developing at a fast rate, man. Like not just physically but mentally. You know what you want, and you're not just talking about it. You're doing what it takes to get there. So
one of the keys to success is self-discipline, and it seems like you've got a lot of that. How did you learn that, or was it taught to you, or?
Self-discipline. So like I wasn't always like this. I can definitely tell you that. I was definitely not always like this. I really got that mindset from military stuff, because they're all about discipline. And if you're not disciplined and doing what you're doing, you're gonna get told. They're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
They're gonna let you know, and they're gonna punish you for it, definitely. And like, not that punishment with my motivation or anything, but it's just like it's really the mindset of like anybody in the military is just stay on top of things. Because if you don't, then you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna fall off. And then like, especially with like your PT and stuff, like your personal, if you're doing your PT, you got to make sure that you're like on top of it, or you're gonna be, you're gonna be hurting even more than what you should have been. So I always thought that like I had to, if I trained ahead of time, then I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't have to go through as much pain as I would if I didn't train as much. So it's like, I can go ahead and get this out of the way, and I can feel 150% better doing everything that I'm doing. So it pretty much made my mindset to where if I go ahead and get the work done, then it'll be easier on me in the long run.
So procrastination is not on your vocabulary.
It was schoolwork at one point. I'm not gonna lie, schoolwork, but I got on top of that at the end of the day. So
nice.
Yeah, so we've heard you talk a lot about JROTC and stuff.
Yeah,
and seems like it played a very big part in your life. So I'm just curious as to what factored into your decision into not continuing that on and joining the military after school.
So a lot of my family, they did military. I got two cousins that are one is an officer and one is about to be an officer. And I was gonna be an officer in the Navy or the Air Force. Probably the Navy. But
I'm sorry.
Huh?
That's it. I'm sorry.
And but yeah, a lot of them went to the military, like some of the Navy, some of the Air Force. Those are literally the main ones they went to. And yeah, it was like it's more like a family thing. Like we all did it at some point, but I did ROTC. A lot of them did ROTC in college. And I started off in high school, and I was going to do it. But let me say it like this. I was gonna do it, and I was on like the fast track to go to the Citadel, and then after that, I graduated and going as a 01 or no, it was I started off as a lieutenant junior grade, and so I was gonna do that, but the Citadel, I got a friend who went there too, and it's like it's pretty good for him. He's doing great, but I was like, so I was dating somebody at the time. And I had like the mindset of just like, I'm gonna go to this college right now instead of going way off. You know how it is when you like in love or whatever. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go off to this.
Always a girl.
It is. I'm not even gonna lie. And yeah, so we was dating. Like, I was like, okay, she the one, and this, that, this, or whatever. And like, so I was like, okay, we cooling. And I was doing my thing at my college, and I was gonna graduate and do my cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I was still like I was doing track, but I was like slowing down on it. So I was like kind of getting like in a content like phase, and I did because when you get content, that's when you like start to fail.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was getting comfortable, and then I was like, okay, I gotta, but I didn't really think about picking it up until after I was my breakup with her or whatever. So it was like after that, I had like the mindset, but then we got it together. But I had like the mindset. I said I can't like be in this like down phase, like you know what I'm saying. You can't rely on anybody either. It's like absolutely you got to make sure that you got yourself at the end of the day. So I was like okay, I got to make sure I got me a foundation that I can build off of. So I use that, and but yeah, that's like my main thing. the reason I didn't continue ROTC is because I was like, I didn't really, and like I said, she didn't really want me to go off to the military either, and I was like on that mindset, like, yeah, I didn't really want to do it at the end of the day. But I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with the military. I love it. Like I love like every part of it, and I'm like I look up to the people that are in it. Like they are doing great things out there. Like I got a cousin who's in there right now. He's on his second year, and he's in the Air Force. And
Smart
like
guy.
yeah, literally. And he's studying cybersecurity now. That's what he's doing. And like he's doing great. Like he's doing great right now. And I was like, dang, like he's about to be 21, and I'm like, and he's doing real great. He's about to get his next 2 rank ups next year. So I'm like, okay, he's really doing this thing. I was like, okay, like where would I see myself in this time frame since I decided not to join the military? And I made a bet with his dad. I was like, if I'm not where I want to be by this time next year, I'm gonna just go ahead and join the military.
So what about the Navy? Got you interested?
Navy ROTC. I was a Navy ROTC for 5 years. So
you're the type of person that's okay with being on the ship for months at a time?
When I found out that it was 6 months, I was like, okay. But when I found out that it was 7 months, when they upgraded it, like you have to be on there for more than half a year. Like, you know how much time that is?
Yeah.
Like, that you're on. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, they really out here like they want you to be on the boat like literally half your life. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's the Navy, man. Like you'd be surprised. There's a lot of seamen that join and don't want to be on a ship, which is weird. Like it's the Navy. That's
what they do.
That's what they do.
I think I'd rather be stuck on a ship than in a submarine, though.
I don't know, man. I've been on a ship before, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Yeah, it's
because you think the little bunk beds they have, like I was at the top of the bunk, I had probably 1.5 feet of clearance, so you can't sleep on the side because you'd be squished. You gotta sleep with your head up, and then it's like this.
No.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That's claustrophobia to another level.
Yeah, if you claustrophobic, like really, like, that's not something for you.
Yeah, no.
You know, and a lot of people get sick. They got those pills. What do they call those pills? What they call
Dramamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get one. I wasn't throwing up or anything like that. I just didn't feel right. Like your equilibrium, when it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt, and I got one just in case.
It's one time in the Air Force I didn't have room service.
Yeah, the food on there. I mean, I was in the Marine Corps, so I'm used to horrible food.
Yeah.
But, it was an interesting experience, but I would never join the Navy because of that.
Yeah, that's what like that literally drove me like from the Navy. It was 7-month deployments on the ship. Like, oh my goodness.
And the thing is too, in the Navy, yes, you have deployments, but a lot of the ships that are in the United States, you're stationed on the ship. So you still be in the United States, but you live and sleep on the ship. And then if you gotta go somewhere for training or whatever, then that's considered a deployment. Technically, you stationed on the ship.
Yeah.
I've been on some of those ships. I remember my first ship I was on was like the USS Iwo Jima, and it's in Florida, and it's like I was on it and I was like, okay, this is I like the ship. I'm not even gonna lie. But it had a lot of like amenities. Like it has so many different like things you can do in there because they gotta have all your like your daily necessities. And that gym was amazing.
Was it the LHD-7? Does that sound familiar? Did it have a little deck on top where helicopters take off from?
It had a big deck on top, and it was more. I didn't see any like helipad type thing.
No, it's just like I think 2,000 or 3,000 foot low ramp. So planes can't take off from it.
No.
They have a lot of helicopters that take off from it.
It probably wasn't because it was more of one of those. I had a lanyard that like matched it too.
Because I
And it
think
was
that's
more
the ship I was on.
for real.
But that one stationed in Virginia.
Yeah,
I
this
was
one was
asking.
stationed in Florida.
Yeah, because it sounds, was it Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we took it. Maybe it is stationed in Jacksonville, but we took it from Virginia, went to Jacksonville and Key West with it, and then went back to Jacksonville.
LHD-7?
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not it.
So that's the Iwo Jima.
Yeah, because I was on
That's
the
it?
Iwo Jima.
I guess that is it then.
Or there's an LPH.
Oh, wait.
I don't know what it is.
What's
There's
that one right there?
That one. LPH2? So
It might have been. It might have been what you were saying because I'm looking at LSC7. Let me see.
I don't know ships at all.
Oh no, I don't look like it.
I just know it's a big boat that goes in water.
Because I know it was more like it had more of the like the like little rails around it on the edge and stuff.
Yeah, it got rails around it. Yeah, that's the ship I was on.
It might have been. I don't know, but yeah, there was a lot of them, and I just remember that was the main one that I had like that was down there that we went on.
Yeah, that ship life ain't for me, man.
I know
It ain't for me either.
For myself, the military background I think has helped me be more successful than my peers. I'm sure it's for you too. Do you think that ROTC gave you the basic tools that you need to be years ahead of the people that you were in school with or your peers are?
Yeah,
now?
definitely, because ROTC was competitive. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was competitive. People like always they were always like rearing for like the officer ranks and stuff like that, and whoever ranked up the fastest. When I came into ROTC in high school, I came in as a higher rank because I started in middle school, so it was like I came in a higher rank in middles and stuff, but I was like my commitment level was decent on there. But there were some people that were like lower ranked than me, and they were like into it, just like diving straight into things, and it was like it was crazy, like how competitive it is. So it's really, like it's a lot of work, but it's like it pays off at the end of the day because you learn a lot of stuff.
So do you think that you're more competitive than some of your peers are, and that helps with your success too?
Definitely. Let me tell you about this. Like like in RTC, I'm like a huge competitive person now. Started like probably my towards the end of my sophomore year. That's when I got the mindset of just being like more competitive. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put in all this. But I was more competitive athletically. That was my main thing.
Yeah.
And so like I brought home all the trophies and whatnot from all the competitions in the RTC when it came to physical stuff. So but yeah, like literally, like that was my thing. I was like, okay, so we got some people who are like way, way more talented in like the department when it comes to like we had like the cyber department and stuff and all that stuff, and then people who were into like where else it was. There was so many different things, but yeah, that was mine, and I was like, okay, I'll take this. This is my competitive area.
If you had to, I guess, tear down all of your success and put it into just like one short sentence for somebody else to be successful, what would be the most important thing for the audience to hear?
If I had let's see, if I had a sentence that really described like my success and where I'm going, it would be what I would say is, like I said, what have you done to be different today? That's literally like my synopsis. I wake up every day and I think about it. I'm like, what have I done to be different? Then I was just say, what can I do to be different? You know what I'm saying? Like every day is just something new. You gotta, like, if you're learning something new every day or like building some type of experience, then you can't really regress, you know? So it's like that would be my key thing. So
nice.
So what do you think really is holding people from your age group from having that same mentality?
A lot of them, I don't want to be that guy, but a lot of them are conceited and they think that the world revolves around them. So it's like to be honest, you gotta look past yourself and you gotta see that there's so much out there. And like just like people like in their towns and stuff, like you gotta think like there's a huge world out there. And you might think like you might think like, I'm that dude or I'm that girl or whatever, this, that. But you gotta think there's a whole world out there. And there's people out there that are doing things that you can never even imagine. So it's like you really got to step your game up and just take it from local and take it from nationally to internationally. You got to think bigger Because once you think about the bigger picture and you see things from a wider perspective, it's like, dang, it's like so much out there. I gotta apply myself if I want to be successful. And you gotta think about it like like once you broaden your mind, you really can like see things differently. So yeah, when you start and when they start seeing things differently, that's when they're gonna kickstart their life. It's like if you really want it to be where you want to be at, you would look and see that, like, look and take things. You would look and take things in differently. So it's like people my age, like I've seen people my age. I know, I know a lot of people my age, and I know that they're either too scared to get in what they can get into, or they're like overconfident. So you can't overcompensate. So you gotta just.
I think a big problem too is a lot of people, they love anything that's instant gratification. So they don't really enjoy the process or go with the process. If they don't get that instant gratification, then they're out. They try to do something else. So I think sticking with something and being committed is what really separates people from others.
Yeah, definitely committed.
This age group, at least.
I know for me, it was thinking that there's nearly 8 billion people in this world. There's something that I do that somebody else is going to like, and there's something that I do that I can do better than somebody else that they're going to pay me to do.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people like that. So when you look at it as the whole world, like you were saying, like that just opens up billions of doors, literally billions of doors, billions of potential customers, clients, mentors, like everything.
Exactly. Like I remember I remember like some people like from my experience, some people might call you like cringe or something. And some people might think that like, wow, this is the best thing ever. But you gotta like think like that person might be like, oh, you should take this down, you should do this, that. But really their opinion is their opinion. And you can still do you at the end of the day because they're not affecting you directly or anything. So it's like as long as they're not affecting you directly, you really can just go out there and do you without worrying about like the backlash that you get from a small group rather than the love support that you get from the wider just more people like in general. So it's like I like to look at it as like any negativity that I get, I look at it and I like to just think that I can grow from that. Like I can look at it and I can be like, I don't have to respond to anything. I can, be the bigger person, just that, and then it'll help me in the long run. Because look, any publicity at the end of the day is good publicity, to be honest. But don't do it the wrong way. Don't do it the wrong way. I'm not inciting like don't go out there and do something dumb. Just please don't. But like at the end of the day, like it's just gonna fade away if you have something bad that's going on. Yeah, but just don't do it. Like, just not put that out there for folks. Don't do that.
Well, Jamaine, we really appreciate you for joining us today. You gave us some really good insight into your life, and hopefully this motivates somebody who's listening out there, and that way they could go out there and do what they need to do to be successful. Like I said, it's very refreshing seeing that such an early age. You obviously got a good head on your shoulders, and we hope it continues for you. Go ahead and tell everybody how they could reach you again.
Hey, y'all can reach me on like I said, Instagram at Jamaine B16_. TikTok Jamaine Brown. My YouTube is Jamaine Brown, and my Likey which is my main thing I'm doing right now. I'm live streaming on there. It is Jams, capital JAM, and then a Z, or capital Z. So yeah.
Anything you want to add, DJ?
No, it's been awesome interviewing you. It's our first interview that we've done. So it's kind of cool to see getting off of our normal show. Definitely inspiring seeing a 19-year-old doing as much as you're doing, while incorporating God into your talents and keeping a good level head on your shoulder. Hopefully, through this, we can inspire some other people to do the same.
Well, guys, that's our show. If you haven't done so already, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/RawPerPodcast. Also follow us on YouTube and Facebook /RawPerPodcast. Thank you, guys. Peace.